The godfather of AI is a nickname for Jeffrey Hinton, who's one of the best AI experts out there. In the past week or so, he quit his job at Google. They're saying we should be scared of the power and danger of AI that the AI possesses. What should the government do about this?
Well, it's a difficult question because it's a topic I've not really read into. I've been busy with the last week. I saw and heard his interview, but I haven't researched. But one thing I would say is, as a clinician, I think the benefit of AI is huge here, and I would like to see, yes, I think he was talking more about intelligence and also war and all of that, but and also industrialization.
Saying misinformation that could be spread by AI is just. Yeah.
It could be there. Yes, it is there, and we've seen misinformation play out anyway. Misinformation being spread by humans has huge potency anyway throughout human history. But I would love to see the use of AI in medicine because there is so much potency now, and I think that it could lead to huge benefit. Like if AI could. AI algorithms, again, I'm not an expert, so pardon me if I come across as ignorant, but if AI algorithms can help us in battling dementia, in battling cancer, the potential is huge here, even like long-term frailty, the potential.
Yeah, exactly, but he's saying it's for the potential is good.
Yeah.
Huge for the good, but also huge for the bad.
Well, it could be misused, like anything, like a surgeon's scalpel can be used as a knife as well. But should we totally stop developing AI? I don't think so. I think, but should there also be? I don't know what the rules and regulations are now, but if there is legislation, but we can surely legislate it and see how we can do. But having said that, we are struggling to legislate social media companies, so I don't know how we will do that. But again, this is a topic I think I'm still studying on so I'm not sure what the best course of action is by the government. But I think the opportunities as a clinician is huge. I think I was discussing this even today with one of my colleagues. The opportunities for AI in medicine can be so big.
Yeah. Ivan, what do you think?
As you said earlier, this can be used for extreme good and extreme bad. That's the fact. It's like technology, okay? What do I think? I think that for a start, what can this country do is not the right question. There has to be global responses to these questions. If there's going to be a regulatory framework, it has to be global, otherwise it won't work. If you want the truth, countries are obsessed with the economic opportunities presented by AI. And if we start imposing all sorts of regulatory controls over our development of AI, that won't stop China. And then who's going to benefit economically? By the way, I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying this is what is in the front of the minds of many Western countries when they have these debates about AI. They're not entirely honest with their populations.
No.
It's about the economic potential going forward. And as I say, if we put too much red tape and regulation there, what will happen is other countries will not put those restriction constraints there, and they will benefit from the intellectual property and the
only work if it's global cooperation.
100%. Yeah. And what you have to do in these circumstances is, first of all, not wait till it's too late, but you have to ensure that there is a balanced approach. As Shadman said, this presents massive opportunities to solve some of the great challenges of our society, of our world, there's no question. But it also, as this gentleman has demonstrated, this is the man who is responsible for much of the invention and development of AI. If he has resigned his position because he's scared of the monster that is in the process of creating, you can't just ignore that and say it doesn't matter. It's extremely significant, okay? So, as I've always said to you on this programme, it's proportionate, it's balanced judgment, it's looking at things objectively, okay? But there has to be global solutions. And we should, this is a wake-up call. His resignation is a wake-up call. But don't be conned by the leaders. They all say it's all very difficult, there's regulatory systems are complex, a bit like Shadman mentioned social media, right? If there's a political will, right, there's lots of things you can do. If there isn't political really, but they don't want to tell you the truth, which is they don't want to lose the economic benefits of AI, then that's an entirely different issue. So this is a wake-up call. The world needs to come together. It needs to look at what is acceptable, what isn't acceptable, where do we draw the line, where can we exercise control. There's no point in trying to put controls in where we have no chance of making them work, no chance of enforcing them. But it is urgent that we look at this. But it doesn't mean that tomorrow we should close down AI development. That would be a disaster.
Well,
it's getting the balance right.
The other thing is, considering he was the father of AI, I'm actually more worried that he has left because I would rather want him at the helm. If he, from the interview, sounds like he has a good moral compass. So I would rather have wanted him at the helm.
But he obviously feels as though he's losing control. If he's losing control, that's a real wake-up call. That's a real cause for concern.
Now the question is, who is the control going to go to? Because nobody controls. Because these are social media companies or technology companies, and nobody can control these technology companies. These are there in their own behemoth. And I agree with Ivan. Like, we have to look at all of, like, in the pros and cons, and then make the decisions. But look, if they are doing it and becoming public, like this person has come out in public, I'm thinking what China is doing, which has, we don't even know what China is doing. It has immense potential to do harm. So yes, we have to be very, very cautious. And I agree with Ivan. We cannot just, we can be the force for good, and we can develop AI to an extent where AI can be beneficial to humanity. The other thing is, Ivan was saying our politicians need to see and have the will. But do our politicians understand AI? Because I don't know if you remember, Ivan, the Facebook congressional hearing, or even the TikTok hearing. It was so funny. Like, some of the questions they were asking, it was hilarious. And like, do our politicians understand, or should we create an independent committee to look into that and come up with suggestions? Maybe Ivan might be able to advise here, because considering his political experience here.
Well, I think that the truth is that on very complex issues, politicians are dependent on experts to give them advice. This is no different than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, politicians in the end, they'll have the power to make the decisions. The experts advise, and it's making sure that you do find that expert advice. You do listen to it, you do learn from it, and then you make informed decisions. You're not expected to be, as a politician, be an expert on everything. That would be a nonsense, okay?
Yeah.
But you are expected to surround yourself with people who know something about the topics you're trying to make big decisions on. Then you get I always try to get different opinions in terms of the direction of travel, and then your job is to decide, to choose, because that's why you're elected, okay, to make the big choices. And if you get 90% of the big choices right, the public will probably give you the benefit of the doubt. If you get 90% of them wrong, they'll probably kick you out of government, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this business about old men not understanding modern technology, I plead guilty, okay? I'm not quite an old man yet, I'm a middle-aged man, all right? But that's not the point. Our job is to get input from the experts, to weigh up the different considerations. To be honest with the public, by the way, the economic considerations are often people aren't honest about them because they don't want to own up to them, okay? But that plays big time often in the decisions that are made by governments. But let's use, the example I think we should use is the impact of social media and smartphones on young people. You know, many gains have been brought as a result of technology, as a result of the internet, as a result of phone technology. Many positives, right? But we know that what it's doing, in some respects, uncontrolled, with no parental control, parents feeling completely disempowered, external influences that young people are being exposed to, it's wreaking havoc in terms of mental well-being, in terms of addiction, yeah? And we sort of sat here far too late trying to address the problem. Okay, so let's not be blasé about the potential damage that these things can do. You know, I noticed, you know, you drive to work in the morning, and you see young people on the way to school or work, they're all glued to their phones, right? Literally, nearly all of them, right? Now, it's not, we can't be kind of neutral, it's not healthy, and it's having a detrimental impact, okay? And we're too late to do very much about it because we've allowed it to get out of control and out of hand. So we need to really think very carefully. This is the godfather, if you like, of AI has told us that we have a serious problem. So we need to wake up and we need to act, and we need to act quite quickly.